Right, first and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Akakwadash. Want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS, that rule of 12 that I learned from. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the Akim, to the Akwaf that's tuning in, striving, fighting for righteousness, and waiting patiently for the return of our Lord. You know, even though it seems long, the fight is real. Continuing on fighting, continue on striving, and preparing your minds. But this is Shakwaku Rob from GMS Virginia, and going to pretty much go into, the mindset of fighting, the warrior mentality, and it's Psalms 144:1, a Psalm of David. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Now, first and foremost, this starts from the mind, because in order for you to even go to war, you have to, sit down and consider things which, the minds and the things that happens, the losses, the casualties of war, us being prisoners of war, us being, pretty much conquered, we're getting our minds right, gearing ourselves back up, training, and being amongst, other like-minded men, and even watching, basically, bros and amongst GMS, man, we watch boxing daily, watch a lot of things that go into fighting. It's a good thing to be around, first and foremost, our elders, and to be around people that have a fighting mindset, because it's all about overcoming. And I was listening to Adrian Broner and different podcasts which had boxers on it, and they always talk about mindset, mentality, your mental state, your mind. And there's a lot of adversity out here. It's a lot of leisure, comfortability. It's easy to just say fuck it and give up, eat Cheetos, eat Popeyes, eat fast food, drink, consume it, heavy consumption of alcohol, liquor, much consumption of wine, beer, and just indulging in a lot of eating. Eating candy, drinking soda, drinking juice, and again, man, it just you have to know a balance, and certain things which what we're eating is chemicals and things that are bad for our health, bad for our mental state, things with a lot of sugar. So at all angles we're being attacked, and that's why it's very important that you sit down and think about the cause. Let me see if I can find that real quick. King Counteth the cause. Let me see if I can find that real quick. That doesn't go with it. But go to the next verse. So it says, Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the trickeries, the games, his foolishness, his folly, his leisure, his gifts. Yes, it's things that's out here that doesn't go against the law for us to do, but it can destroy you. And you women as well, you should also be around other women that's also have a mind of getting better and not being whores and sluts and not wanting attention, and that actually wants a man, and that really wants a man to guide her and put her in her mindset, her mentality, and keep her mind at ease. because again, every day is a fight. Every day is a battle. When you wake up throughout the day and when you go to sleep, I was able to be around, great men this weekend, and and Salaki to the men I didn't, the great men that I didn't and wasn't able to see, Salaki, and but again, you want to be around men that's, brothers that's has a fighting mindset, and not weak, feminine, soft as hell, can take rebuke, and take, want to get better. 2/3 Jakes, they're just low live scumbags, pieces of shit that just they don't care what they do. They're just all into this world. Whatever feels good to that flesh of theirs, that's what they do. And if you don't know how to control that flesh of yours, it will destroy you. And see, that's what the thing about this captivity that we're in. Jake was conquered, destroyed, defeated, broken apart, told to so basically a mind gave us a culture that was self-destructive, and that's all we know. And our parents taught it, our peers taught it, in our neighborhoods was taught that, our schools was taught, just nothing but this destructive, self-destructive mindset, and to basically look at our enemy, and just look at them as the dominant ones, and just be subservient and be submissive to them. So again, you don't want to fall for the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. And the rulers of this world is into a lot of high witchcraft. What is it? Sorcery and witchcraft. The so-called white man is the devil, him and his woman. So it says against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and have it done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. If you're going to deal with the Edomite woman, just make sure you're doing it for your forefathers. You're not in no shape and form is supposed to fall in love with an Edomite woman. That's your fucking enemy's woman. You do that for the cause. And it says, having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And, in order to get peace, it takes, preparing for war. And it's because in order to get peace, it's going to be a great war that has to happen. But it all in all starts with the mind, and through Yahweh Shah, and, again, he's going to give us those spiritual powers. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Salaki, just leaving the gym. So again, you want to be around people that has that mindset of overcoming. When being wanting to be victory, wanting the what is it, the belt, the crown. The scripture says it's it's many that let me see if I can find that incorruptible crown. So 9:20, 1 Corinthians 9:25. So, all right. So boom. Just like you go into the boxing gym, you go amongst Jake, amongst fighters. They tell you their story. They tell you what they want. You see them training. You see them striving. They know they got a big fight, so they stop partying. They stop going out. They cut the drinking. They cut dealing with women. They know when to cut shit off and stop doing certain things. They don't eat fast food. They eat vegetables, or they juice. They get in their minds right, because again, when they go in that ring, there's no, it's only, it's only. Let me slow down. When you go in that ring and that bells ring, is only you and that person in front of you, and somebody got to go down, somebody got to lose. It has to be a loser, and it has to be a winner. And the same thing with this world now. It has to be a winner and it has to be a loser. Well, Yahweh Shah already said, we are more than conquerors. And we have, through him we have defeated death. So the ultimate loser is Esau, and the ultimate winners is us. So we know we have an advantage thus far. But again, we don't, through our eyes that we can't see the powers of Yahweh Shah working in front of us. We don't see the angels protecting us, and we don't see the spiritual side of all things. So basically we see what our eyes see in front of us. But again, Yahweh Shah is working a great work in us. So again, I'm gonna say in 1 Corinthians 9:24, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain. And I know a guy out here. I believe he's a Edomite. Actually met him in a boxing gym. He was boxing for a moment, and then he said he wanted to what you call it, before and all in all, he wanted, basically said, in all in all, he wants to participate in a race event, in a long run, one of them long running events. And then I saw him again, and he's like, yeah, man, I'll be running 10 miles now. But man, god damn. I asked him, like, yo, how the fuck do you do that shit, man? He'll tell you, like, yo, he does this and does that and does that. But all in all, I use that example is because basically, for him to achieve that what he want, there's a lot of things he had to prepare his mind to do. Running 10 miles is not easy. It's not easy at all. But running 3 miles is not that easy. So it says, every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. See that? So here it is, being around those jakes and those people that you see. They're doing these things what they want for a corruptible crown. Things that are at the end of be all is no benefit, because yes, it's like Tank. Tank is Gervonta Davis. He's a hell of a fighter. You can say what you want. Ryan Garcia, is a good fighter, but they both had to go into rigorous training. And you see that Gervonta Davis clearly got the win, got the victory. Ryan lost, but the point, and all in all, yes, Gervonta Davis has a record, but all in all, man, and on this side, there's always going to be somebody that's going to talk some shit. He don't deserve that crown. He don't deserve the belts. And it's always going to, and once he gets older, it's like Mike Tyson said, he did all that for some fucking belts that really doesn't serve him no purpose anymore. But what we do, us, reading, going through the scriptures, fellowshipping, being around brothers, doing things for brothers, charity, virtue, being around brothers that can see certain things in us that we need to step the fuck up on, having, counsels, that all, goes into that incorruptible crown that we're trying to obtain. So it says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight. I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So again, if we have our bodies underneath that subjection, and mortifying our members, again, preparing ourselves, our mind for war, understanding that we are at war, and we're trying not to be casualties of war. We're prisoners of war, POWs that were conquered, We escaped for a moment, and now we're getting our minds right, waiting for, our leader to lead us into victory. So yeah, I brought that out, Salaki. I think I messed up. So it says, John 18:36, Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. So again, this is ultimately, this is not, this is not where you say our rest. This is not, our place of how you say lenience, how you say of leisure and being complacent. This world that we're in, this captivity that we're in, is contrary to the doctrine, contrary to the Bible, contrary to the scriptures. They don't want to see the men of the Lord standing up in their true form. They don't want to see men. The real red pill, real masculinity is a man of the scriptures, because he really knows what's the end all be all. Red pill, they're surely lacking, and they're surely falling and crumbling, because all in all, your whole message is staying in the man frame, getting money. And I'm not gonna knock them all the way completely. They make some good points, because all in all, a man is supposed to be on his shit. But the thing about it, what this devil having stored is to really bring in a new world order. So again, a lot of catastrophes, a lot of bad times are coming. A lot of men are going to be dying out here. A lot of men, as the scripture says, men shall be as women in these days. And you're going to see it. And you're going to see it. And it's another one I believe in, second edges to tell you, men shall be in fetal positions, So these men that thought they were red pill, they're going to be fucking crying out here very soon. You might see guys like you're fresh in your fits, and your book out around him, he's out here crying, man. So Romans 8:35, I'm gonna go to 39, I'm gonna end it. So it says, who shall separate us from the love of Yahushua? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution? And we understand that's what's happening. They said Andrew Tate is out, but hey, we're gonna see how he comes back. We're gonna see if he was an agent. We're gonna see if he was serious about what he was talking, or so what? So blase, because here it is. The men of the Lord, starting with our elders, they've been going out for 30 plus years, and he's never stopped. They never took a break. Here it is. You have all these other guys that they're getting locked up and they're getting persecuted. Their page are getting cut, and then they just disappearing, man. Tommy Sotomayor, yeah, he got persecuted. The nigga woman was sending death threats to his daughter, etc. But hey, that comes with the battle, But now, surely, I don't know how to say that. Surely, but come, whatever. I don't, But the point is, now Tommy Sotomayor has put his face back out there for the world to see. But the point is, man, we never took any breaks. So again, nothing, persecution, no distress, no tribulation has separated us. We still been going out there on the highways and the byways, and we still been doing lessons weekly. So it says, famine, that's shit. When a nigga can't eat, a nigga's gonna lose his fucking mind. Or nakedness, or peril, or sword, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. Because again, here it is, we're fighting for our nation, but it's crazy because our nation doesn't even give us no credit. Our nation is really like the main ones talking shit, saying that we have a problem, like the scripture says. They rebuke it. They hate those that rebuke it at the gate, and they hate the seers, they hate the prophets, and they hate the men that are really rooting for them. Because again, our people need their beauty back. Our people need to be saved from themselves. Our people are fucking through. The 2/3 have no fight in them. The 2/3 are lost. They have accepted defeat. They just want to accept being slaves, good old boys, and we'll just try to get along with you, with your Esau, and just please love us. So it says, nay, in all things we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. So again, we're not just fighters, we're conquerors, man. We're fighters. So again, if you're in this truth, man, you ought to be watching, boxing, man. You should ought to be watching, people and men that are fighting, that are fighters, man, because you can learn the two, three things from them. You can learn a couple things from them. For I'm persuaded that neither death. Hey, I was watching Adrian Broner. He said, he had told basically the fight of him and Maidana. He was basically saying, he had basically told his son, I gotta win that fight. I mean, he lost, if I'm not mistaken, but I didn't watch the fight. I probably eventually will watch the fight between him and Adrian, Maidana, and see how it went. But all in all, he was basically saying he didn't fight with being technical or with a strategy. He just fought with his heart. He was just going in there just fighting, because it was, basically he told him like, yo, you're gonna have to kill me in this ring. I'm gonna die in this ring. But then he also said, the reason why he lost is because he didn't really box him. He was just fighting. He was just charging. He didn't, he just wanted to, go up in there and just try to, fight him. So it says, neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, no powers, no things present, no things to come. And another thing too, we're not running because we ultimately know, hey, the elites, we are a threat, and we are a problem to the society. So we have to go. And Esau doesn't want us here. So it says, no height, no depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the Lord, for the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, from Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shah, our Lord. So we're fighters, man. We're brothers and sisters. We're fighters. We're conquerors. Now, I'm not saying for you women to think that you're a goddamn man, that you ought to be putting on goddamn spiritual armors and goddamn swords and doing backflips on some Ninja Gaiden shit. I'm not saying that at all. You women, man, you got to know that this world that you're in, you're spoils. You're spoils of war. So you ought to know, this liberty and this attention and all this social media and all this liberty for the sex liberation, this has all been geared for you women to destroy yourself, self-destructive, a self-destructive culture. So again, you have to, even you women, you have to know that if you got some bitches that are whores and sluts and not wanting to have men, you need to cut them bitches off, man, because that's bad for war. That shit'll get you killed. Fucking around with the wrong people will get you killed out here. Will get you murdered out here, get you hurt out here. So basically, yeah, that's it. You women, you got to be around women that's like-minded, like you, that's striving and want men to have a man that has a fighting mentality, a man of the Lord, and you be submissive and be underneath his guidance, because he can protect you. But all in all with that, I'm gonna say shalom.